Here we are. We're at SummerSlam 1998. Headline. Here, let's start from the bottom and then go to headliners. All right. The opening match. Okay, it's frozen. All right, there we go. Excuse me. All right, the opening match is X-Pac versus Owen Hart for European title. These guys have been fighting for what feels like months now. They both turned. X-Pac was a heel, now he's a face. Owen Hart was a face, now he's a heel. I like those guys and those roles better that way. Pretty much, this is the conclusion of the feud. Win or loss for either guy. No more rematches. Alright, new stable on Americans. Val Venus, William Regal, and who am I missing there? I'm missing one there. Why is Headbanger Mosh in the story? Oh, Lance Storm. That's right, excuse me. Yeah, Val Venus, William Regal, and Lance Storm have formed an alliance to be the Un-Americans. Lance Storm's debut in the company, and then they face Cole and Rikishi, who have been getting upper hand on them, and we're going to see how that plays out tonight, and what will be the conclusion of this feud also. Another concluding feud, if you see here, that's going to happen a lot. Chris Candido versus Ahmed Johnson. This has been going on for a while now. Ahmed was screwed out of the King of the Ring by Curt Hennig. He defeated Chris Candido, and Candido's first loss in like 3-4 months at the last pay-per-view. This is their rematch tonight. And it could be the conclusion. You never know. Nation in Turmoil. Still don't know if I spelled it right. Doesn't look right to me, but whatever. So, they lost the match against DX. The Godfather, Kama, got blamed for it. Mark Henry is the one who beat him down and put him out of action. And Mark Henry and D'Lo Brown have been, excuse me, have been going at it verbally until Mark Henry had enough and attacked and beat down D'Lo Brown, which leads to a singles match tonight. Road Warriors returned and defeated the Corporation, but last week we saw them attack. This is going to be a good way to get these guys both on the show, or all four of them all on the show, and this feud isn't over yet. All right. So we've seen Brian Pillman be that dastardly sick son of a bitch, hence the sick bastard storyline. Pretty much the story here is he took out Goldust. Goldust is fired, no longer with the company, and kayfabe. Of course, I mean, him being right there means absolutely nothing. Wink, wink. Here also, Al Snow intervened when Brian Pillman was being a douche to Marlena, who is now his valet. So Brian Pillman, Al Snow have been fighting, which brought Mankind, Mick Foley, WWE's resident good guy, old school, wholesome babyface, and he stood up for his friend Al Snow, and he stood up for the woman. So Brian Pillman versus Mankind tonight, no tag match like I was contemplating. The Marvelous Ones versus Batista and Road Dog, aka Rabid Dog. We see Marvelous One's been on a fucking good heel run, excuse the language, and they defeat LOD and then took on APA, and all the while, Batista and Road Dog been trying on as a tag team to some success. They challenged Marvelous Ones to a match, and then they got their match only to win by count out, and now there's rematches tonight. After last week, they destroyed their celebration ceremony. The Rock vs. Triple H ladder match, conclusion of this feud, definitely Intercontinental title on the line. It's going to be, this is a classic match, much like the two main events in real life, or in the game, happened in real life. That was intentional, but, because I like using real life stuff as templates. Like, I think they dropped the ball Triple H after SummerSlam 98 in real life. I don't know if I'm doing any better. That's up for you guys to decide. He really wasn't on the show. Then he was on the show. I don't know if he was injured. He kind of. That's when he was getting really big and muscular. I'm not saying roids were involved, but I think we all know that he was. And speaking of the main event, we see Stone Cold versus Undertaker. Undertaker had this long feud with Kane. Really wasn't on Raw that much. Now he's on Raw every week, and he wants a title. He wants to be the champ. And Vince McMahon wants someone else than Stone Cold to be a champ. He's willing to do anything. He talked to Paul Bearer about Kane possibly stepping in if Undertaker doesn't succeed tonight. Difference in this between real life and the game. Paul Bearer's with Kane. Okay, that's normal. But Kane actually wasn't with Paul Bearer at the time, I believe. I think Paul Bearer was taken out. But Kane and Undertaker, We still know they're not together, but in real life they were teased to be like together or allies of some sort. That's not happening in the game whatsoever. And in real life, Mark Henry isn't escorting The Rock to the ring, and China isn't even accompanying escort Triple H. So just some stuff that's different in real life. All right, so let's kick it off with X-Pac and Owen Hart. Pre-show battle royal with everyone not involved in the pay-per-view tonight. I would assume Kane picks up the win here, defeating Al Snow in the last, matchup, or last, to no storylines really being affected. Just a way to get everyone on the card to see improvements with these guys. So X-Pac and Owen Hart. Excuse me about that. I bet that's so annoying. X-Pac versus Owen Hart. We have X-Pac pick up the win here, concluding feud. A new European champ. Owen Hart has been one hell of a European champ in his 2 reigns. I like the European title trading off. It's not meant to be a super long reign title. Maybe X-Pac does take off in the long reign. Maybe a new challenger pick comes up. Yet we don't know yet. But I think Owen Hart can move on to bigger and better things because after his reign as European champ, he has been in title contention. Same with the other guys, and we'll talk more about that next episode. From here, Too Cool gets some rare mic time, cutting a promo on Americans. Decided to give them the ball to get mic time. Grandmaster Sexy and Scotty Too Hottie, they're not too bad. They could do better, but I'm really enjoying using them. And, they're probably not at their peak yet, but they'll get there. And I like using them. I'm using them to get Un-Americans over. And I could use them for another 3-man stable that was real over down the line. So we go to the match, and the Un-Americans pick up the win here, defeating Rikishi and Too Cool when Lance Storm picks up the pinfall. Pretty good rating. Wasn't expecting this good of a rating, to be honest. I was expecting some in the 50s. But you know what? I really enjoyed the Un-Americans. I think it's not new, but it's a good thing to put in time. And you're going to see them transition to, I'm not going to say it, but you can see them transition off from this. And there's a reason I put them together. I'll talk about that next episode as well. Chris Candido and Curt Hennig, Team Perfect, cut a promo on Ahmed Johnson saying Candido say he's like this close to be the WWF champion. And then Curt would say, that's right. Pretty much, these guys would split mic time. Kind of like Paul Heyman, CM Punk, I think, except a little more split. I really like using Curt as a way to get Candido better. And this is a perfect storyline, pun intended, to get Candido over. And then eventually we can see Curt Hennig's retirement match. I'm not saying that's coming soon, because it's not. I don't even think it's going to be WrestleMania or, we'll talk after that, because I think this has legs on it. From there we go to Chris Candido picking up the win over Ahmed Johnson, winning with the Hennig Plex, a.k.a. the Perfect Plex. Another pretty good rating for where it is in the card. You don't want them to steal the show, even though I don't expect these 2 guys to steal the show. Both very, I'm going to pat myself on the back and say I booked them fairly well. If you guys aren't normal watchers and you see Ahmed Johnson, what the fuck? He was leader of the Nation Domination. They turned on him. He became a face. He was in the finals of King Ring versus Chris Candido, and this is where the story evolves from. And Chris Candido aligned with Curt Hennig. So Curt Hennig was looking for the perfect protege. He found Chris Candido, and he made a star. Here, Road Warriors cut a promo on Ken Shamrock and Umaga. Pretty much basic promo, saying they're the best tag team WF. They're going to prove it. Just, really trying to think what they say. And, oh, what a rush. Very basic promo. We then go in the Corporation versus Legion of Doom. Once again, hell of a tag match. Not hell of, but good. I'll take it. And then we see Corporation pick up the win here when Ken Shamrock defeats Road Warrior Hawk. Not by cheating. I think they deserve the clean win. These 2 guys are badasses. Silent badasses. Umaga's a monster. Ken Shamrock's just a badass. And I think all of these guys are going to be teaming together for a while. Even though Legion of Doom, I don't know how long they're going to be in the company, if they're the future. Ken Shamrock and Umaga going to be with the company for a while. Don't know how long they're going to be tagging, though. We then go D'Lo Brown versus Mark Henry. D'Lo switches to old school face gimmick, which I thought was the closest gimmick that he had in real life. And at the time, they really fucked up the split of the nation. So why not turn D'Lo and Common Face and have him feud with Mark Hennig? Ron Killings isn't with the company. I honestly, not bullshitting you guys, I only signed him, put him with the Nation so I could do the match at WrestleMania. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. I only signed him, do the 4-way match at WrestleMania to get Too Cool, Rikishi, and Ahmed Johnson on the card and get him a win. I'm not really a huge fan of R-Truth as a wrestler in my game, but we could get there down the line. So, D'Lo Brown picks up the win here. I haven't picked up the win because I figured I had a lot of heels win so far. So let's get a face win here, and we could see a rematch tomorrow. Right from there, we see Al Snow's backstage, and we see Brian Pillman sneak attack him. Pretty much so Al Snow won't be a factor in the match tonight with Mankind. From there, we get a Mankind good promo on Brian Pillman saying, "You son of a bitch, you had a sneak attack my friend, so he's not going to be in the ring. I don't need his help. I'll defeat you easy, 1, 2, 3. But here we see Brian Pillman pick up the win here over Mankind. He gets the win after Marlena tried interfering. Excuse me. Marlena tries interfering, but pretty much she messes up and costs Mankind the victory. I think that'd be a good way to show Marlena doesn't like Brian Pillman. She wants to help Mankind. And then here Mankind would be pissed because she cost him the match. From there, we go to Batista and Road Dog, Rabid Dog. Cut a promo on the Marvelous Ones, Mark Mara and Mike Barton. Alright, once again, for you guys who haven't watched the series, Marvelous Ones, Mark Mara and Mike Barton. When I was splitting up the Smoking Guns, Billy Gunn and Bart Gunn, I found that Billy and Road Dog have good chemistry in the game. I knew that, because obviously New Age Outlaws. And then I was looking for a partner for Mark Mara, or for Mike Barton, and I was finding a place for Mark Mara. Threw them in a tag together. They've been tagging really ever since. And they really saw a rise when Billy Gunn died in the game, tragically. We had a memorial episode. I figured I'll go with it, because, not everything's real. I mean, Brian Pillman's still alive at this point, even though I believe he was passed away in real life. I think he died in 1997 November. Don't hold me to that, around that time. So, we're going to go with our thing, but we saw some real life events as well. So here, Batista stepped in, because I was finding a way to get Batista on the show. And what better way to do DX, where he kind of can play that attitude, but he'll replace Billy Gunn and Chyna as a silent badass. But he can talk too. Here we see Marvelous Ones cut a promo. And Sable is Mike Barton's manager, and Mark Mara. Sable and Mike Barton are a good pairing together. It was just meant to be. We then see the match. Pretty good match, not good as Road Warriors and Corporation. It's because Batista and Road Dog don't have chemistry together. That's fine. And we saw the Sable cost Rabid Dog the match. Sable is a heel, unlike Marlena. Sometimes, it happens with valets getting involved. Pretty much the Marvelous Ones cheat here after losing by count out their last match. So, Rabid Dog has a reason to be pissed off. Now we see video hyping Triple H and Rock, go through all their history, and then we'll go to the match where the Rock versus Triple H ends when Triple H wins the title and retrieves it I keep wanting to say 1, 2, 3. Very much what happened in real life. Like I said, no Chyna. Mark Henry wasn't involved. And the nation's kind of split up at this point. We'll say like The Rock, and then JR can be like, well, is the nation together? What now? What's next for Rock? Like I said with Owen Hart, The Rock, been hell of a champion, probably the top heel in the company, so maybe he should be in the title contention as well. We then go Stone Cold Steve Austin, pictured there at the belt, cut a promo on Undertaker. I figured, you can have Stone Cold not show up until the end of the pay-per-view each time, even though that's what he did here, but he cut a promo at least. Then go to a video hyping both these guys' history. Kane, Undertaker matches, and then Stone Cold Vince McMahon. We then go to a match. Not was what I expected. I was expecting more, believe it or not, but the face versus face thing kind of hurt it. And Stone Cold defeats Undertaker in 28 minutes with the stunner. Stone Cold makes defense number 6 of his WWF World Heavyweight title. And then the question is, what now for Undertaker? What now for Stone Cold? What's Vince McMahon going to feel about this? Maybe he's going to throw Kane at him. Maybe he's going to throw The Rock at Stone Cold. I think the top 4 contenders are Undertaker, Rock, Owen, Kane, and then after that, Brian Pillman, Mankind, because Mankind just lost to Brian Pillman, and he lost to Stone Cold last pay-per-view. Show rating, 88. How I feel about it. It's pretty damn good considering Triple H and The Rock aren't at their highest yet, and they produced an 88 rating. Also, Stone Cold and Undertaker, face versus face match. We normally don't see good ratings with that, so I'll take it. I guess I'm going Triple H, The Rock, because I think they would have stole the show. I think, with the gimmick, the fans would really remember that more than Stone Cold and Undertaker. And then who else? We'll go to Undertaker. He's been really producing solid matches. So that's going to be it for this episode. Another good pay-per-view, another one under my belt. Really, luckily, haven't any bad ones yet. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to any new viewers. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good one.